Hello and welcome to West Country Wanderings. Welcome to one in my photography series. I'm not sure whether this is going to be a short bite or not. You'll know that if you've just seen the titles. Depends how long it's going to be and how much content. I just don't know yet. I'm just playing this one by ear. Anyway, I'm here in Gloucestershire in the town of Cirencester, a town I've been to before here on West Country Wanderings, when I made a video looking at the Roman aspects, including the wall, which is just round the side from me here, and the amphitheatre. We're here in Abbey Gardens, just so I can film this introduction. But what we're looking at today is this. It's a lens. I'm trying not to get too technical because this isn't obviously a photography channel, but we're going to be looking at this lens today because this is what I'm going to be using to take the photographs with. I'll tell you some more about it. First of all, tell you the story about the lens, how I came about the lens. I got it for Christmas actually. I had some Christmas and birthday money and added a bit of money to it. And I got this second hand, although you wouldn't think so because it's in a completely mint box, so it's a bit of an unboxing thing, although I have used it a few times, but not much. So I thought I'd come here today to Cirencester to have a wander around this beautiful Cotswold town to take some photographs. Now this lens is no ordinary lens. It's got a few tricks up its sleeve, which I'll show you. Let's go and have a look. Let's open the box. Now this lens is an f3.5 28mm STM macro lens, and you're probably thinking, what on earth does all that mean, Paul? Well, you don't need to worry about any of that. Basically, let's open the box. Let's open the box, see what we got inside. That's it. That's the lens there. So it's not that big. So it's quite small. It's actually quite light. And the beauty of this lens, it's not a zoom lens. You can't zoom the length with it, but it does have, as I say, a few tricks up its sleeve. So it's 28mm. I'm actually recording this bit of video at the moment on a 22mm pancake lens, which is quite wide, which is great to do in shots where you're talking to the camera and also you want to include a bit of the background. This is a little bit narrower depth or range of field of vision, should I say, so it's not quite so wide as that one, so it's kind of in between, and it's certainly not a standard lens, so it's a bit wider than the ordinary standard lens. For the camera I use is 32mm, so yeah, 28mm. STM, what does that mean? Well, it's a stepper motor, means it's quite quiet. It's also video stabilization and image stabilization, so it's good. So it's the only prime lens in the series for my particular camera that has both, so it's good stable. But that's not the only purpose of using this lens. It's a macro lens as well. What does macro mean? Well, it basically means you can take photographs of things up very close. That could be flowers, it could be coins, insects, butterflies, lots of sort of things. So I'm going to try and do some of that today. It's not all going to be macro shots. I just want to walk around the town, just do a bit of ordinary photography. That's not the only trick up its sleeve though. So it's got a super macro mode, which goes in there like that. And it's got something very secret and special hidden under this black ring. I'll need to get it onto another camera to show you exactly how that works. Okay, so this is the other camera I use. Actually, it's the same camera as this one, but it's got a different lens on it at the moment. So what I need to do first of all is I need to take this lens off and put this one on, the one we're going to be using to take the photographs with today. A little bit difficult doing pieces of camera when you're trying to do this at the same time, but here goes. So press the button down like that. I'm going to turn it like that. And I also need to take off this ring here, and I'm going to turn it around so I don't get dust in the sensor, because slight breeze today, so I'm just going to move my body to one side, so excuse me about this, and do a twist movement so I can get this lens on without doing that. So I'm going to twist that around there and then put that lens on. There we go, that's on. And I'm just going to put that back in my bag, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we now have our new lens on the camera, or one we're going to be using today anyway. As I say, it's second hand. I use a company called MBX, is it? MPB, that's the one. This isn't a promotion for MPB, but if you want a second-hand camera equipment or lenses, I can recommend them. But other ones are available like Wex, etc. So I don't get paid for them or anything like that. I'll include the link if you want to have a look and try some new camera equipment now, which is, you can get a lot of stuff for half price new, and it's pretty much as new equipment. It's really good value. So what's so special about this? So it's a fixed lens. 28 actually for this camera is a very, very good all-round focal length. So it's not really wide. It's not like focused in, narrowed in. So it gives you a bit of wider field of vision than what a standard lens would do. So it's very, very good, versatile camera. But as I say, you can do things close up with it. Not only that, it's real kind of party piece, if you like. So I'm just going to take off the lens cap there, and we're going to undo it. So that it's got a little clip on the side there. You press that in and twist it out. So we're now ready to use it in ordinary mode. And as remember you said, it's got this black ring here, where you got the lens inside there. You can just see that. This black ring actually protects something else. So normally if I'm going to be shooting around doing street photography, I can just use it like that. It's absolutely fine. I can use the viewfinder, which is what I'll be using today. I tend to prefer using a viewfinder because it helps me compose the shot when I'm doing that. But if I'm doing macro, it's got this good feature. So when you take this black ring off, being very careful not to lose it, so that goes in the pocket there with the lens cap, and move it out, it's got, you're thinking, oh, it's looking a bit strange. Now, yeah, it looks a little bit unusual, doesn't it, for a lens there? So that are 2 LED lights. You're probably thinking, why do you need lights on a bright sunny day like today? Well, if you're doing macro photography and you're closing in, so I've got the tripod to the camera, you can't see the tripod, but obviously the camera's on a tripod as I'm talking to you. If I wanted to take a photograph of the tripod really close up, I need to get in close to the tripod. And by getting close to the tripod, both my body and the camera itself is blocking the light shining down on that object. Now if you'd say, imagine you're taking an insect or a flower or anything, that loss of light can be quite substantial. And if you're doing macro photography, you need a lot of light because you want to open the aperture as much as possible to widen the depth of field. Depth of field is the range of the distance of what is in focus. With macro, things only you get this really, really narrow depth of field. So if you imagine you're looking inside a flower, you've got the stamen, isn't it, where you've got the pollen. If you just wanted to focus on that, it would only just like focus in on a tiny bit of it. So you want to widen that out by opening the aperture, and to do that you need light. And that's where this comes in. So if I switch the camera on, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this in broad daylight, but if I switch that on there, oh yes you can, I think, you can see it's got lights which have just come on, and that shines up. It's enough to make a difference onto the object. You can actually have it like that, or you can do it one side, switch it off, and there it goes. So you've got left, right, and then you can do reduced brightness, full brightness, etc. So it goes through a cycle. So that's very, very useful. And I say also it's got video stabilization. Anyway, enough of the technical talk. You're probably thinking, oh no, too much for me. What I want you to do now, join me. We're going to go into the town, take some photographs, sit back, relax, just have a look at the photographs. I'll put up some music like I usually do, maybe a bit of ambient sound, and just enjoy them and see what we'll come up with. And I'll see you again in a bit. Well, I hope you enjoyed those few shots around the town of Cirencester. I do apologise for the noise levels here at the moment. Realities of filming in the real world. Got brush cutters over there, tractor cutting the grass there, somebody else cutting the hedge over there. It's very noisy, I do apologise for that, but hey-ho, that's the way it goes. What I'm going to do now is insert some photographs, a little bit of video I shot using the macro mode of this lens. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching one of my photography series here today on West Country Wanderers. Again, apologise for the noise, there's nothing much I can do about that. And I'm going to close the video with some video clips I shot around the town earlier. Till next time on the channel, hope to see you again soon. All the best for now. Cheers. Goodbye.